Imagine you are the ruling government of the country. Your country has abundant labor, cheap raw material, and required technology. You want your domestic producers to boost production of one specific product. How will you incentivize them to do so? Here is when production linked incentive scheme plays its role. Hi everyone, I am Anjal Kansal from Green Portfolio. Today's topic of discussion is PLI. What PLI scheme is all about and what all sectors it has affected. Production linked incentive, popularly known as PLI, was first introduced in March 2020 by Modi government with an aim to forge India as a world's manufacturer and an export hub. Briefly, PLI is essentially a strategy used by governments to incentivize producers to upscale production in form of tax rebates, subsidies, low import-export duties, easier land acquisition laws, etc. This scheme comes under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative of the government. The PLI schemes entail incremental manufacturing incentives for players in 14 crucial sectors like advanced chemistry, electronic products, automobiles, pharmaceuticals, telecom, textiles, IT hardware, food products, etc. The PLI differs for various sectors that are next exporters such as mobile, textile, and pharma. It could be to boost exports, while for others, it could be aimed as import substitution towards becoming Atmanirbhar. As the budget 2022 was presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, it was said that PLI would help create 60 lakh jobs and has potential to generate 30 lakh crore in production over the next 5 years. PLI has received a positive response from not just domestic manufacturers, but MNCs have shown great enthusiasm to set up shops in the country on the back of these incentives. During the pandemic, 11 contract manufacturers of Apple shifted their units from China to India. Even though a key motivation for such a move was China Plus One strategy, that is, diversify the business away from China. By the timely announcement of the PLI, India struck the right chord at the right time. Let us try to have a better explanation through examples. Take automobile sector for instance. Incentives up to 18% under the scheme are applicable for determined sales of AAT, that is Advanced Automotive Technology products, in both vehicles and component segments. Manufactured in India from April 1, 2022 onwards for a period of 5 consecutive years. The government has set aside a budgetary outlay of almost 26,000 crore for the initiative. According to ministry, a total of 115 companies filed for the scheme. List of approved names for the vehicle part of the Auto PLI scheme includes Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra, Hyundai, Ford Motors, Kia India, Ashok Leyland, etc. This scheme will not only bolster India's auto manufacturing industry but also facilitate the transition to electric mobility. Now the question is, how will it benefit consumers like us? Tax cuts boosting disposable incomes will affect the consumption positively, thereby driving growth of the economy. Higher domestic production will ultimately provide greater sovereignty to consumers. The cost benefits derived from such schemes is passed to consumers in the form of low prices and high quality products. We at Green Portfolio have several companies in our portfolio that have registered or come under PLI. In fact, we have a whole small case dedicated to this, which is high quality, right price. We firmly believe in government's Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. One of them is Aurobindo Pharma Limited. Engaged in manufacturing and marketing of API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredients, generic pharmaceuticals, Aurobindo is India's second largest pharma company and world's seventh largest generic company in terms of revenue. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is the world's largest producer of generic medicines. However, it still relies on China for around 60 to 70% of its API and drug intermediate needs. APIs or active pharma ingredients, also known as bulk drugs, are basically raw materials for medicines. And India's import dependence from them was felt even more strongly during the COVID 19 led supply disruptions last year. Under the PLI scheme, it has got approval for the three bulk drugs penicillin, ACA, and TIOC, all of which are currently 100% dependent on imports. The company would be incurring a capex of around 3,000 crore over the next 30 to 32 months for setting up three new plants. The new capacity could add roughly 3,600 to 4,500 crore to the company's top line. The management believes that 40 to 45% of the bulk drugs produced will be used for self consumption, while the rest will be sold externally. Overall, the PLI initiative will help Aurobindo in backward integration and cut down its reliance on China. Above example showcases why PLI is important for economy. Schemes such as Atmanirbhar Bharat and PLI are helping India become self-reliant and giving it a competitive advantage at global level. So this was all it about PLI. I hope you liked the video. Let us know in the comments below.